This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, on my way to Novato, California, with my homeboy, Jesse Burdick, to speak at TJ's Gym, which I think is a CrossFit facility. It's a CrossFit-style seminar mixed with other top-level CrossFitian coaches going down there to bring the pain and leave a stain. Let's see, we got to answer the question to the cliffhanger the last time. I'll give you another one, and we got questions to get to. How many bodybuilders does it take to screw in a light bulb? A couple of you got the answer correct. It takes 3. 1 to screw it in, and 2 to say, damn, you look huge. So there's your silly little joke for the day. And let's get you another question. Let's get you some more homework here. In the book Super Training, this is a serious question. This is like, I'm going to start testing you guys and start doing Smelly 101 over here. In the book Super Training, what shoe do they say is the best possible shoe that you could ever wear? In the book Super Training, what shoe do they say, Mel Siff, the late Mel Siff, what do they say? What does he recommend? What does he say is the best shoe ever? Let's get to our question for today. We got a guy, Power Builder, off of YouTube, who said he is training his 15-year-old brother. And 15-year-old brother of Power Builder, you should be very thankful. I had 2 older brothers. My oldest brother, Mike, he was the one who stuck me underneath of the barbell and had me squat. And he told me how bad I sucked. And I still think I suck. 1,100 pounds later, nearly. And I still suck. But you should be very thankful that you have a brother that's guiding you like that. It's great to have a mentor. And you got one in your own household, you lucky son of a bitch. Take advantage of it. Power Builder, you got a question about his recovery. He's saying that he's new, and you got him going 3 times a week. And you're wondering if he needs more recovery because, he's a kid. He's a teenager. He's not getting great sleep. He's not... some teenagers sleep all day. He's not getting great sleep, and he's just kind of has overall poor nutrition and things like that. Well, tell him to get his head out of his ass and to clean up his nutrition a little bit. I mean, he's a kid, so having him roll through a McDonald's here and there is not so bad. But let's get rid of any drinks that have sugar in them. Let's ditch that shit right now because that's not useful in any way. Mainly drink only water, diet drinks here and there. I mean, I know those are bad because they got shit in them, but it's good to get something sweet here and there. Anyway, let's do that first. Secondly, let's eliminate some other bullshit like fries and chips and stuff like that. Have your cheeseburger from McDonald's. Have your cheeseburger from your local restaurant, whatever. But let's ditch those French fries. They're a waste of time. Chips, French fries, waste of time. Ice cream, not a waste of time. Pizza, not a waste of time. Anyway, it's a long story, but I'll get around to that stuff some other day. But back to the matter at hand here about recovery. This youngster needs to go through some shit. And in order for him to go through some shit, he's got to be a little overtrained. Quote unquote overtrained. I just watched a clip of the Ultimate Warrior telling me that he was going to engage in some training his body over the limits. And that's what you guys should be doing out there. Push your body over the limits, and then, and only then, can you say, holy shit, maybe I overdid it a little bit. But I don't think enough of us are doing that. I'll admit to it. I need to kick my game up a couple notches. And you guys should be admitting it too. Let's face it, we all want to try to take the easy route. I heard the Warrior Man, the old Warrior Man, say, we're trying to make things that are supposed to be hard comfortable. And that's bullshit. And I agree with him 100%. So, young man, 15 years old, training 3 days a week. When I was 15, I trained 3 times a day. 3 times a day. I know that's some old, now I'm the old guy who's saying, back in my day, right? That's me now, right? But I did, and it was only for like a summer. But I don't even know I was 15. I might have been 14 or 16 or something like that. But anyway, the point is I've done it. I've done pretty much everything you possibly imagine in terms of weight training, in terms of methods. Tried a lot of different methods over the years. Not everything, obviously. There's a lot of different stuff out there, so I didn't get to everything, but I got to a lot of different things. And for you, 3 times a week sounds very optimal. It sounds good. I'd actually like to see a 4th day in there of some conditioning. You know, some sort of conditioning, whether it be dragging a sled, maybe even you playing a pickup game of basketball or some shit like that. Just so you're not a fat ass, and so that your conditioning is up. If your conditioning is not up, then your recovery is going to be very poor. Conditioning is kind of the main element here that people forget about. They always want to talk about sleep and eating and so on, but if your conditioning is poor, your recovery will be poor as well. And I'm not talking about recovering in terms of just like, walking in the gym and being like, man, my muscles are sore. I'm talking about overall recovery, the kind of recovery where you walk into the gym and you're not recovered from your previous workouts, and everything hurts. Your hands hurt, your head hurts. You pick up a 45-pound plate and it feels like it weighs 105 pounds. Just everything just feels off. It just feels like shit. That's kind of how you know that you're not recovered, but you should have some days like that where you end up lifting like that anyway. Because we're trying to get better. We're not trying to stay the same. We're trying to get better. We're not trying to be worse. We're trying to get better. So in order for us to get better, shit's got to be pretty uncomfortable from time to time. In order for you to always continue to make progress. Think about Michael Phelps, the greatest swimmer of all time. Think about Lance Armstrong, the greatest cyclist of all time. Think about some of these guys. You think that they didn't train sore? You think they didn't train tired? You think they were worried about recovering from a workout? No. They weren't. They went in there and they did what they were supposed to do. They did what they had to do. And it got done and they got better. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Power Builder, hopefully that helps answer your question. Let's add a 4th day in there, and let's have this kid either go in there and do an extra workout for 30 to 40 minutes where he's doing just supersetting back and forth on some stuff with really, really light weights for sets of 15 to 20 to flush some blood in there. Or let's have him do some sled work or some type of GPP work. It could even be a CrossFit workout type deal. But let's have this kid, let's make sure, especially if he's not conditioned well, let's make sure that he is, and let's throw in something like that. It shouldn't affect his other workouts. It shouldn't be so hard that it's going to kill him. Just something to get the old ticker going. And once the ticker's going, let's have it up. Let's have that heart rate elevated for a good 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Anyway, I got to sign off. You got your homework. You got your question from the book Super Training. And that is it from supertraining.tv. Later.